Today I have a quick bodyweight workout focused on the lower body and the core. You're not going to need any equipment for this, and I haven't included a warm-up because we are working on the lighter side today. We aren't picking up any weights. So this is also great as a finisher if you've already done some lower body strength training. I am going to include your cool down. That will be at the end of the video. We'll do kind of a yoga style stretch. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start down on the mat today in semi-supine. So laying flat on your back with your knees bent. Hands can be by your sides or up in the air. And we'll move right into some glute bridges. So pull your heels in nice and close to your glutes. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Keeping a slight tuck of the tailbone to make sure your core is actively engaged in the movement. We're going to be here for about 15 reps. We're getting a higher rep range today since we're focused on body weight. And as you can see, it's almost as if my lower back is lowering to the floor before my glutes are. So that won't necessarily happen if you have bigger glutes. I do not, so it's easy to bring my lower back down first. And again, the idea there is to make sure your core stays involved. If you're starting to arch too much in the lower back, your core is releasing. Number one, it's hard on your back. Number two, you're gonna get less core benefit. I believe that's number 13. We're gonna do 2 more here. Keep squeezing in those glutes, hamstrings, and the core. Last one. And we're gonna hold to the top here. Taking nice deep breaths. Last few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly lower down. From here, we're going to bring the legs directly up above the hips and move into a toe touch reach. Inhale first, exhale, reach up towards the toes. Inhale, lower, exhale, reach. We're going to be here for 15 reps as well. Focusing on that nice little hesitation at the top. You can hear my sweaty back from my lower body workout I just finished peeling off the mat. First 10, last 5. Try to keep those legs nice and still. And lower back down. All right, we're gonna repeat that set. So we're gonna head right back into your glute bridges, arms up, or down on the mat. Here we go. So there's a big difference between faking or throwing your way through a workout and really taking the time to make sure you're hitting the appropriate muscles. The more you focus on those details of the form and your mind-muscle connection, the more benefit you're going to get. It makes a huge difference in your results. Quality over quantity. Like many things in life. Keep moving with your breath. There's 10, we'll do 5 more. Last 2. And we're going to hold it at the top. Just holding here for 15 seconds. Keep breathing deep. Really squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly lower down. All right, back to that toe touch reach. Legs go straight up above the hips. Here we go. So again, you want to keep your legs as still as possible here. If they're waving all over the place, that means your core is not quite as braced as it should be. So your abs are holding your legs still. Last one. And slowly let that go. All right, from here, we're gonna roll onto your left side. We're gonna do a combination of an oblique raise or a hip dip and a clamshell. So legs are folded to make a triangle. You're gonna come up onto that left elbow, and you're gonna lift the hips and lift that top leg in a clamshell at the same time. Slowly lower down, tap, and repeat. So we wanna make sure we're not externally rotating that top hip. Keep it stacked. That means your leg might not go super far back like so. It might just lift to here or even lower. That's okay. That means your glutes and the outside of this top leg are actually doing the work. That's what we want. If you're opening too much to the hip, those muscles are releasing. There's 8, we're gonna do 2 more here. Last one. And hold at the top, we're just gonna pulse that top leg for 10 reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finishing this circuit by coming all the way into a side plank. And we'll hold here. Taking nice deep breaths, really lifting from the obliques. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. All right, we're gonna repeat that again on the same side. So, starting with that clamshell plus the hip raise. Here we go. So you might start to feel this in your lats and your shoulder as well. That is okay. So it's really a full body movement. Here's halfway. Final 2. And 10 pulses. 3, 2, 1. Coming into that side plank. Really feeling it in my lats here from the workout I just did as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're gonna flip over and do the same thing on the other side. You are probably gonna feel this side more because the glute we just worked on the top is gonna be holding you up on the bottom. So I'm warning you now. Okay, starting with the hip raise and the clamshell. Pulling your abs in nice and strong the whole time. Again, keep those hips stacked. Make sure that left hip isn't rolling back. Lifting from the waist. There's 10 pulses at the top. Just lifting that top leg. Nice. Okay, heading into your side plank. Coming up onto your feet. Deep breaths. And slowly lower down. Okay, final round of this set. We're back to that hip raise plus the clamshell one more time. Here we go. More. And pulsing at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 1. And finishing with one more side plank. And let that go. All right, quick little breather here. Give your shoulders a little shake. Whew. That was a big crack. I did lat pull downs in my workout before this, so again, those shoulders and lats are really feeling those planks. Anyways, moving on, we're gonna head into some donkey kicks. So, from a tabletop position, setting up with a nice strong core first, we're gonna kick that right heel straight up, squeezing in the glutes, hamstrings, and the core, making sure your abs don't drop. We're just gonna do 10 reps here. I like to imagine I'm kicking the corner of the room where the wall meets the ceiling. But again, we don't want to be dropping in the core. Keep that nice neutral spine. Last one. And pulsing for 10 at the top. 3, 2, 1. Good. Other side. Same thing, getting right into it. Again, move nice and slow. Use control. Focus on the details of the form for the most benefit. Last one, and pulsing at the top. 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, we're right into a standard forearm plank from the elbows to the toes. Here we go, we're here for 30 seconds. Shoulders right above the elbows. Abs pulled in. Actively crunching your core. Take deep breaths. Make sure those hips aren't too high or too low, just nice and level. Three, 2, 1. And for the next 15 seconds, we're going to add some hip dips. Lifting up and over, dropping the obliques down. Imagine you're coming up and over a block. 3, 2, and let that go. Quick little rest here, stretch out your shoulders if you need. And we're going to head right back to your donkey kicks. So again, coming into that tabletop position, starting with the right leg once more. Make sure you're not locking your elbows here. Keep the joints just a little bit soft. And pulsing at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time on the other leg. Keep moving with your breath. Last 3. And 10 pulses at the top. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are back to that plank one more time. Elbows to the toes for 30 seconds. crunching the whole time you're holding here. Actively engage the abdominal muscles. Okay, next 15 seconds, add those hip dips. Again, using control here. Don't just swing from side to side. 4, 3, 2, and let that relax. All right, from here we're gonna move into a quick yoga cool down, starting with an extended child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. Reach the palms forward in a wide position to really stretch through the lats as you drop the chest down. Taking nice deep breaths to slow the heart rate. And then we're going to take that right arm and thread it underneath the left armpit, drop the shoulder down, and rest here. Getting a nice stretch through the right shoulder. We're opening through the hips at the same time here. And switch, same thing on the other side. Thread that left arm underneath. And let that go. Coming up through tabletop. We're going to move through a few cat-cows. Inhale, drop your core, look forward. Exhale, arch the back, look towards your knees. Still breathing deep here. This is such a nice stretch in the morning. Make sure the shoulders are pulled away from the ears as you drop into this position here. The cow position. That's such a bad name. And finding neutral. From here, walk the hands a little forward, curl the toes under, and send your hips up and back for a downward dog. Dropping the heels. Take a few deep breaths. Keep the joints a little bit soft here. Again, you don't need to be locking your elbows and knees all the time. It's super hard on the joints, number one. Number two, it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting a better stretch. Relax the head. Really drop the chest open through the shoulders. Oh, my stomach's growling, I'm hungry. And then we're gonna leave the left foot planted. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky for a three-legged dog. And then you're gonna drop the right heel towards your glutes to really open through that hip. Try to keep the shoulders square here while the hip opens. So you should feel equal pressure between both hands. Last few seconds here. And then we're gonna bring that right knee all the way up and forward and plant it for a high lunge position. Bringing the arms up and the gaze forward. Really reaching the back heel towards the back of the room. Keep the core active as well. So the tailbone is slightly tucked. Last few deep breaths here, getting a really nice stretch to that left hip flexor. And then we're gonna bring both arms down, plant the left hand, inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky, look at your fingertips. And bringing that right arm down to frame the front foot. We're gonna extend the front leg and drop the back heel down towards the floor. So we're extending through both legs. Getting a big stretch to that right hamstring. So this is a variation of a pyramid pose here. Bringing the head towards the knee. In a typical pyramid pose, the back heel is lifted off the floor, but I'm quite stretchy in this area when it comes to my Achilles, my calves, and it feels good to plant my heel. So I'm doing so, but please don't worry if that's not happening for you. Whatever feels good is the right pose for you. Last few deep breaths. And then we're gonna roll backward through that lunge. Step the right foot back for a high plank, and then flow. So chaturanga, lower down, hover, sweep up into that upward facing dog, untucking the toes, and then send it up and back, downward dog. Pedal it out here for a few seconds, reset. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So planting the right foot, inhale, left leg reaches towards the sky, three-legged dog, and then we'll drop the heel down towards the glutes, opening through that hip, equal pressure between both hands. And when you're ready, swinging that left leg all the way up and forward into a lunge, keeping the back leg extended. And then we'll rise up into that high lunge position, extending the back leg. Tailbone slightly tucked, big stretch through the hip flexor. Last few seconds here. And then we'll bring the arms down, plant the right hand, left arm extends to the sky, find a twist. And then we'll bring that left arm all the way down. And then again, extend through both legs, drop the back heel, lower the head for that pyramid variation. Deep breaths, try to square off your hips here. So pull this left hip back as you pull the right hip forward. That'll allow for an even deeper stretch in the hamstring. Last few seconds here. And then we'll come forward into that lunge once more. Step the left leg back, high plank, and then we'll flow. Lower down, chaturanga, hover. Sweep up through upward dog, untuck the toes. Shoulders down, chest open. And then send it up and back, downward dog. A couple more deep breaths here in your final downward dog of the day. And then we'll slowly lower the knees down and swing the legs around to come to a seated position. Finishing with a bit of a glute stretch here. We're going to keep the left leg extended, pick up the right ankle, cross it over the left knee, plant the palms behind you, then we'll pick up the left leg and scooch the hips in. So you should feel this in your right hip and glute. If you already feel it before scooching the hips in, don't worry about coming any closer. So the closer your hips are to your heel and the closer your chest is to this foot, the deeper the stretch will be. So just adjust and find what works best for you. Again, a stretch should never be painful. As soon as you start to feel a little pull, just hang out there. Last few deep breaths here. And kind of rock back and forth on that right glute if it feels good. And then slowly extend that left leg. We'll switch sides. Right leg extends, left leg over the knee. Pick up the heel, scooch the glutes, and again, sit up tall, gently bring that chest in. Try to keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Find a little movement again if that feels good. And extend that right leg. Final pose, both legs out long, toes to the sky. Inhale, reach up, find the leg. And exhale, reach forward and down for a fold. Again, keep the knees just a little bit bent here. We don't want to lock the joints. Reach the crown of the head forward as you inhale. Lower the chest as you exhale. And then we'll slowly roll it up to the top. All right, everybody, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this quick lower body and core workout, mainly focused on the glutes and the abdominal muscles with a nice little yoga stretch. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon.